Okay folks, we should be live. Checking everything's working. Cool. So we're back in Elder Scrolls Online tonight. The Undaunted event has just started up, so we will be doing some dungeons, probably random ones through the dungeon finder. And we'll be carrying on with some of the Gratwood story quests, see how far we can get with them. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. Right, first things first, I've got 14 minutes on those. Guild, let's just see who's on. Oh, someone else is on Boob. Cool. And T has a few folks as well. Nice. Just say hi to folks. Right, so Dungeon Finder. Where we need to start off. Yeah, we'll just go with a random to begin with. Still finding my way with dungeons, so hopefully doing this will not put us somewhere horribly beyond our capacity. And we're part way through this quest, and we need to go here to find a conservator so we can get the last of 3 items. So let's just that would be stealing, would it? Okie dokie. Hiya Neo, welcome back to the stream. Right, I could, if I get to there and teleport to 3. Which would be advantageous. Cool. Okay. We have to seek the conservator somewhere in Southpoint. I am definitely starting to feel a bit better. Thank you very much, Neo. Starting to get there. Something tells me that finding the conservator is not going to be a simple matter.
You there, halt! There's great danger ahead.
Well now.
If you have business in Southpoint, you'd best turn back. The people are killing one another in the streets.
Wow. What happened?
I sent 3 of my best scouts into Southpoint to answer that very question, but none returned. Until I know their fates, I can't request reinforcements. But I won't send anyone else inside until I know what happened to my scouts. You see my predicament.
What if I found your scouts for you?
I won't turn down the offer, if that's what you're asking. One of Southpoint's citizens offered to help me find the scouts, but she seemed a bit eccentric. Perhaps she has something to offer beyond alarming theories.
I'll speak with her.
You should know Dareneth has some sort of position in Elden Root. Seems to think her reputation precedes her. No need to kiss the hem of her robes, but she's far less prickly if you show her some respect.
I'll keep
Last
that
I
in
saw
mind.
Dareneth, she was taking shelter in one of the tents. I could do without this damnable rain. It's been storming since we arrived, and it shows no sign of letting up.
Some more information.
Ask what you will.
What do you think is happening?
I don't care to speculate.
And why not?
I can only act upon what I know. It's apparent that the townsfolk have caused harm to themselves and others within Southpoint. Yes, it seems they've all gone mad. But until I know for certain, all I can do is hope to contain it.
And how long has this been going on?
Strange reports arrived in Elden Root a week ago. Little things, people acting oddly. But when a Southpoint guard delivered his own severed tongue to the Altmer embassy, someone noticed. If we weren't spread so thin, we'd have been here earlier.
And why are you spread so
General
thin?
Indari pulled her entire company from the Haven and left for parts unknown. In her absence, we filled the gaps. I tried to commandeer forces from the Grey Mire, but the Thalmor Inner Council considers Argonian refugees a greater threat in their wisdom.
Oh, wonderful. And what can you tell me about Southpoint?
Centuries ago, it was an imperial stronghold, but now it's known as a sleepy coastal town with a big cathedral. You'll find mostly Colovians who've been here for generations, and a handful of wood elves who don't pay much heed to the Green Pact.
Did someone call my
Last
name?
I saw Dareneth, she was taking shelter. Ask what you will.
No. Okay, you're a side quest. You're the main quest. Let's just check this side quest isn't related to what's happening in town.
I'm looking for work. Know anyone who needs a hauler? I'm real good at...
No, you're just a side quest. You want to focus on the main quests for now?
Did Captain Alanthor send you to mock me? Did you come to tell me I don't know the work of a Daedric Prince when I see one?
Daedric Prince? What Daedric Prince?
Isn't it obvious? Madness swept through Southpoint like a plague, and so quickly. Only one Daedric Prince has such power.
Sheogorath.
No, it's... Wait, yes, that's it exactly. The Daedric Prince of Madness himself, here in Southpoint. It's all rather exciting, isn't it?
You don't seem concerned.
I'm exceptionally concerned. It is my home, after all. Was I'd rather show my concern by doing something about the problem. The captain wanted to find his scouts, didn't he? We should get going.
You want to come with me?
Of course. You need someone who knows the town, and I need someone with whom to take a stroll in this lovely rain. No use arguing. I've been getting my way since before you were born. Or do you want a sweet old woman to show more courage than you?
The conservator Dareneth from the Orrery.
Yes. What of it?
You are needed in Elden Root for the ratification ceremony.
Actually, I'm needed in Southpoint. Unless the Queen prefers it left to the whims of a Daedric Prince. She can wait.
Okay. Fair enough. She's probably right, to be fair. If Sheogorath is tearing this town apart, it does need to be dealt with.
The streets are dangerous. We should check the homes, be neighborly, see if those inside know where the scouts are.
Well, we're not getting through there, are we? That's not looking that good either. Oh dear, am I stuck? Well, the barrels are empty as well. Okay. Right. Back to the shrine. Okay, cool. Let's try that again then, shall we? And maybe not get ourselves stuck. There we go. There's our way in. Right. Lots of people marked as deranged and red. Okay.
No scout. And I do hope that smell came out of an animal.
Okay.
Southpoint was such a grimy place. The new mayor is really cleaning things up, don't you agree?
People are killing each other in the streets.
Killing? Oh, do you mean the cleaning brigades? Don't you worry about them. They're simply doing what they must to make Southpoint sparkle.
You should get out of here.
Oh no, I can't leave my home until it's entirely clean. Besides, the mayor said none of us can leave, and we all know what happens when we don't listen to the mayor.
And what
You're
happens?
trussed up or you're thrown in the catacombs. Either way, you deserve it for disobeying the mayor. He's a just man, a righteous man. We should heed his words, every one of them.
Okay. I'm looking for some Dominion scouts. Have you seen them?
Dominion? Southpoint is no longer part of the Dominion. The mayor decreed it. If Dominion scouts marched their muddy boots onto our streets, we'd truss them all up.
Okay.
We should find those scouts before anything happens to them.
Agreed. Well, I don't think I can get past you.
Think you're better than me.
Okay. So not a massive threat.
No scouts here, just my neighbor. Although this is certainly an interesting arrangement.
Huh. Doesn't look like it bodes at all, does it?
I do apologize, but I can't speak right now. I must prepare the beds for their arrival.
Whose arrival?
The 8 divines, of course. I won't be caught with unmade beds.
I'm looking for some Dominion scouts.
I saw a few Dominion soldiers a few hours ago. I believe the mayor promised their meat to the wood elves, but I could be wrong. There were sheets to wash.
What do you mean?
The wood elves are going to eat their hearts, I imagine. It's what they do, isn't it? Eat the hearts of their enemies? But if you'll excuse me, I need to prepare for their arrival.
Okay. This is getting worse. Right. I think I will draw my sword.
Will smite thee.
Oh, it did that reasonably well. Okay, we're almost out of... Right, we've just got to refresh these things. So we need one of the... Oh. Okay, not quite finished yet. I do have to wait. Okay, we're just going to wait a moment. Just bear with me, I want these up. There we go. Okay, so that. And we'll have one of these. Cool. Huh. Well, there's a scout.
The fire warms us when we're cold, but burns us when we're close. No matter how much you feed it, its hunger never ends. The fire is sublime.
Okay, fair enough. Right, what's this? Huh.
It's not time yet. The mayor said you can't eat me until dinner.
We're here to free you, not eat you.
Praise Arcade. This entire town has gone mad. We should have informed Captain Elonthor immediately, but I insisted we press on. If we'd fallen back, maybe my scouts would still be themselves.
What do you
The
mean?
mad people brought us to their mayor. I don't know how he did it, but he turned my scouts into bears. Bears! I thought he'd do the same to me, but he changed his mind. Said the town folks should have me for dinner.
What can you tell me about this mayor?
He locked himself in that big cathedral, saw the doors flare up briefly, glowing as bright as the sky, and then it faded. Magic keeps them shut, I'm sure of it. I've had enough of this place. Please untie me. I need to warn Captain Elonthor.
Alright, I'll untie you.
I'm getting out of here. I recommend you do the same.
Okay.
This mayor seems a charming fellow. We should decide what must be done about him.
Indeed.
Soldiers turned into bears, people setting themselves on fire, and now a mad mayor locked in a cathedral. I know I should be horrified, but it all sounds so exciting.
And what can we do about these scouts?
Oh, I suppose I can reverse the effects of the mayor's magic. After many, many years of honing my craft, this should be a simple matter. But if we're hunting bears, I'll need you to be the bait.
If you want me to be the
I'm an
bait.
old woman, and such magic requires precision. Wrestling with bears impedes precision. Slap them about their faces, throw sticks at them, call them harsh names, however you must. Keep their attention while I do the complex part.
Oh, thank you. And what can we do about the mayor?
I have an old scroll tucked away in my basement laboratory. If we have it in hand, it won't matter how tightly he's locked that cathedral door. But first, we should rid Southpoint of its bear problem.
Okay. Right. So we do have a bear. Close by. Oh. The bear in there? Let's find out. There is a bear. Right. Save the scouts. Is there anything in the journal? Okay. Okay.
Keep it away from me!
Cool.
Thank you. I can leave this nightmare.
Something's in the attic. All sorts of mad ravens, I would guess. Okay, not entirely sure the best way of doing that. Anything up here? Chest, maybe? Nothing to pay me for all this trouble I'm going to? Oh, look, man, it's quite the view. Right. One more bear. Whoa. Come on then. Right. Now you two. What I was going to do. Wow. I'm off balance. Gotcha. Might be the first time an NPC set me off balance like that. Okay. What have we got? Deranged warrior. Fishing. No. Got him. Right. Looks like this bear's behind here. Maybe not. No, a bit further back. Okay. There's our bear. Right. Hi. Can I have your attention, please?
Keep that bear away from me.
There we go, only some minor cuts this time.
The town is broken. Flee while you can.
That wasn't so difficult, was it? Now let's head to my laboratory. We'll need that scroll to get into the cathedral.
Okay. Well, if your lab's over here, I hope you don't mind getting your feet wet. Whoa, what's that? Whoa, okay. Alright. sorry. Right. Okay. Well, what's going on? Right. Okay, so it is in there. Right, this is not going to be fun. Now you tell me that. Okay. So we have to
We
try.
won't make it inside my laboratory unless we stop the lightning.
And storm is a natural. How can we stop her?
If someone conjured this storm, they do it from somewhere they could see everything in Southpoint. There's an old Colovian tower nearby. It's the highest point in the town, aside from the cathedral.
Let's check the tower then. Let's see.
That's it! Have some lightning!
Oh dear God.
You want more lightning? I have plenty to go around!
Right. Thing. I see. Okay. Impressive. I'm enjoying this. But ooh. I think I
You
can
get
loot.
the lightning! Now you get the lightning!
Yeah, it doesn't seem entirely stable to me. Thanks to the items, it's the only way I'm going to get paid here, isn't it? Whoa! Watch it, mister. I'm going to have a word with you about this. I've got to talk to you? Okay, let's talk.
What are you doing here? I don't know you.
Are you causing all of this?
So what if I am? They called me an angry drunk, said I'd never amount to anything. But now I have the lightning, and I'll give it to anyone who makes me mad. Shut your mouth and walk away, or you'll get the lightning, just like all the others.
You need to end this storm.
I don't need to listen to this. I'll show you, like I did them. Nobody pushes Rufinus around!
Push him over the edge. I like it. Be reasonable, we can discuss
Think you
this.
can talk down to me? I'll roast you on a lightning spit. Your lungs will fry so fast they pop like kernels in a skillet. I'll make your eyes burst out of your face. You aren't better than me!
Oh, so you've got to have persuade. Sounds like the person you're angriest with is yourself.
What are you talking about?
You're angry because you blame others for your own failings. You hate the person you've become.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I pushed everyone away, and then hated them for leaving me behind. Thank you for helping me realize I'm the source of my own problems.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that. We should head to my laboratory. Now, storm's clearing.
Did he just electrocute himself? I'm not sure that's living. Oh, look at that view. It's nice. Right, to the laboratory. Hopefully we can get the scroll now.
Now where did she... Ah, yes, it's on my desk. Yes, over there. Do you see it?
Why did you say she? And why am I the one picking the scroll up? Not that I'm suspicious at all, but I am a bit. Oh, bit of light armor increase. Advances in lock picking, but I must have anything from that already. Right.
Let's head to the cathedral. We're the last people the mayor will expect.
Not 100% sure if you're legit. Oh. So we now go there. Well, that's an impressive cathedral. Colin.
Set it ablaze!
Right, onto the cathedral. Oh, problem with one of my pieces of armor. Cool, sorted that.
You won't kill me, Daedra.
And that's them there with. Doesn't look like there's going to be a way up around there, so we'll just go around this way. Strange book stacking.
I knew you were coming for me.
Got him. Okay, let's see if we can get in here. Cathedral of the Golden Path. Towards the end of the First Era, when Valenwood was ruled by the Second Empire, Southpoint was the most important imperial colony town in what was then called the Kingdom of Grahtwood. The cathedral there was built by Governor Antonius, a Colovian from Kvatch. Okay. Solo dungeon.
Is that the mayor? Wait! I recognize him. Let me see if I can talk some sense into him.
Little looting first, maybe? Okay,
Who's there?
Mayor.
How did you get in? Go. I want to be alone.
Don't you recognize me, Mayor Olis?
Dareneth. Thank the divines. Sheogorath did this. All of it. He used me.
And how exactly did he use you?
He promised me power. The respect I deserve. But then he cursed my tongue with madness and let me make a mess of this town.
You're so pitiful, even for a mortal.
Yeah,
What?
I really don't trust you.
You heard me!
Ha!
Oh, I've always wanted to meet a person within a person. Tell me, what's it like?
I'm so sorry, Sheogorath. I thought you'd abandoned me.
Owlie, I left you a tongue that drives people mad. But I suppose if you don't want my gift, I can take it from your mouth and give it to my new favorite mortal friend.
No. Think of all I've built here. The wonderful screams I've created, all in your name. Doesn't that make me your favorite?
Oh, very well. Sorry, my second favorite mortal friend. We had a good run, but it's time for your curtain call.
Ah!
Good. You're finally coming out of it. We should reintroduce ourselves.
Okay.
I don't remember how I came to be here in the cell. When I woke, you were just standing there, foaming at the mouth. Count yourself lucky that Sheogorath had no desire to treat you like a puppet, unlike myself.
Why would Sheogorath inhabit your body?
I was in Elden Root when I heard some of the strange rumors coming from Southpoint. When I returned here, I recognized the signs. But when I arrived at my laboratory, Sheogorath was already there, dancing. Then I was dancing. After that, it all went dark.
And what happened next?
I saw and heard everything we did, but I couldn't affect a thing. It was a waking nightmare. My own mind, a prison. I expected him to kill us both, but we're here, aren't we? Best not to think of it. Applying logic to the mad god is unwise.
So what happened to Southpoint?
Mayor Olis happened. He's always blamed others for his own shortcomings, but I never realized he'd been touched by Sheogorath. The only way the madness will end is with his death.
You really think he has to die?
He has the power to remake Southpoint in his image, to the mad god's delight. Where Mayor Olis goes, Sheogorath won't be far behind. I see no other way. Unless you convince Sheogorath to take him back to oblivion, but arguing with the mad god is folly.
Oh, we need to get
I
out
don't
of
see
here
how.
first.
Those bars are thicker than sword blades. We aren't going anywhere. It seems Sheogorath made a few changes to these catacombs. There were never any prison cells below the cathedral.
Can't you use your magic to open the
I
door?
already tried. It seems Mayor Orlis found my magic somehow. I'd say it's maddening, but less so than having a Daedric Prince steer you around like a carriage. When they come for us, we can try to fight our way out. If they come for us.
Such despair! Richer than a cheese sorbet! Well, if it isn't the old friend hunts for books. No, don't look so glum, or the skeevers will notice. Then, well, they hit you up for spare gold, a few shin bones, your best pair of cheese-filled slippers. Insufferable beasts. They can't hold a conversation.
What do you want?
Mayor Owlis is a curd in the soup. A real fly in the way, don't you say? Made a mess of me gift. The kind from the wrong end of a dog. I tried to encourage him. Even brought him a hero to destroy. But he couldn't go through with it. Can you imagine?
You're talking about me?
I led you right here to make it all boring again. And what did he do to stop you? Nothing. There I stood, in my best old lady suit, and he said it was all my fault. He just needs motivation. What better than an escaped prisoner seeking vengeance?
You want me to kill him?
Could you kill someone you love? I can't. Well, I have. But not Mayor Orlis. It would be too pedestrian. No. I want you to try killing him.
Why should I try to kill him?
I want him to reach deep down, below all the marmalade and crushing failures defining his life, to find a seed of confidence and grow it into a tree of gumption he'll use.
Right. And I've got to jump out into a dungeon. I've been waiting long enough. So, we will go do the dungeon and then return to here. Hopefully. Or the ready check may fail. Which seems likely at the moment. Yep, that failed. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, might go through this time if it's the same group. Tank was ready before. There we go. Valkyrie Hold. Okay. Well, I've never done this one before. I haven't done many dungeons before, so hopefully this is a group that will be able to kind of carry me through.
Stranger,
Right.
pray, take up my cause. I beg you. Send word to Whiterun. We've beaten the brutes back near a dozen times. Reachman. The daughter, the daughter of...
Right. Weapon, bow, need to do this quick.
Bleat like the sheep you are!
Isn't fast enough. Right, let's see if we can do it this time.
more cowering in your hold, Nord
No.
swine!
Just want to get this. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got a decent group spell.
Is this all they've brought? Another! Drive them out! Pull, Bonnie! Right there! Another! Fall green will fall!
Okay. Kill the siege mammoth? Not sure how easy that's going to be.
Allies on the enemy's backline! Cover their approach!
Wow. Okay.
Step foot in Fall Creek, and we'll very easily reach Scum. Keep those arrows off our reinforcements! Send these milk drinkers scurrying back to the reach!
Scold the beast! It wins or it dies!
Whoa.
It's tiring! Deliver the death blow! Keep this down! Unbar the gate! Quickly! Let our friends inside! Burrows didn't send you locked down from Southpoint, I hope. We owe you. Torek, prepare them for what's to come. Stu will
Right.
watch over you.
Yes, my
The east and north gates won't hold much longer. I'll lead our people to safety. Buy me time. We'll fall back to the halls of the dead. They're coming. This way. Move.
For the taking! My home to burn. I can fight.
You can be slaughtered here or make your stand clear.
Oh, crikey. I screwed that up. Right, which weapon is in trouble? Sword. Need to charge that. Oh, I'm rather enjoying this. Whoa! I'm not sure what happened just then. That did not go well. Wasn't the only one that went down as well. Yikes. Oh, there's a third one down. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Okay, we got one person up. Oh, she got two people down. Can you not get us up? Oh, they're knocking it down. Can't rightly be. Oh, there's where the third person fell. Hey, at last. Oh, and you're down as well. Ah, okay. Being outside the vortex must be lethal.
Keep holding! Don't give them anything!
Which would explain why we all went down. Right, okay.
Cannot be broken so easily.
It's the only way I can keep myself going. Do it. Right, okay, where we are.
Bones as a trophy.
Wow. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with all of this, but I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it, and I did manage to get someone else up.
Protect these people. Draga must be cleansed before they claim any more lives.
Okay. What are people doing? Okay. I'm not entirely sure what we're supposed to be doing here.
Shore bones, more spirits. Cleanse those corpses before any more Draga block our escape.
Wake, little Jarl. See how your kingdom burns. Reap your vengeance.
You serpent, come for my throne. For my dead body.
Okay.
All your halls will crumble.
Right then. Let's see where we go from here. Okay.
I said to keep the fight out there. Oh, you aren't my guards, nor are you leechmen. We've won then?
This fall is mine. Falkreath burns, as will you. Come and be trampled.
Yikes. Right, okay, I'm starting to learn.
You chose to take it up when things were most hopeful. My father, Jarl Skjoromor, is dead. But Falkreath lives another day.
And so it shall, so long as you stand for it, my Jarl.
Jarl? So I am. Then let it be known on this day that these warriors stand as my thanes. And their deeds shall be sung in my realm for generations to come.
Ooh.
Long live Jarl Skjoromor. Long live the saviors of Falkreath.
Ha!
Okay, is there... I thought there was an undaunted chest. Ah, there's the Undaunted Reward box and the Hefty Undaunted Reward box. Okay, cool. I have them all. Right, in that case, we first of all need to leave group, which is done. Bring in Undaunted Supplies. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Okay, so it's not kicking me out of here yet. Brightwood. Right. Show me on the map, please. Set destination. Not entirely sure what's going to happen here. So we were a part of the quest. Right, cool. How's my inventory doing? Right, we need to sort my inventory out first. Okay, so we are going to need assistance as S first.
Trade with Khajiit?
Yes, of course. Right, I know I've already got that, so we'll sell that. We've got all these other things. So now we will get Zabi, who handles my banking.
This one keeps your sleekest possessions safe and sound. Your toe-clawed items too.
There's not much bank space. What have we got in the bank? I really need to take back... Right. I didn't have my restoration potion. So I really need to take some of them. That was almost bad news. Okay. So what champion point? 139 from 100. That's really cool. Right, first things first. We need to... I would say I want to do this in Rimmen. You know what I'm doing there. So let's just drop in here. And just while this teleports, I'm just going to nip to the toilet, so I'll be back in just a moment. Please just bear with me. Okay. So, just look in here. Right, so we've got a load of items. We need to figure out what we're going to keep. Ooh, iron blood. Nice. Okay, so that's magicka. That's not actually of any massive use to us. The iron blood stuff though. Elf armor. Okay. We should accept that. And that. Nice. Wow, the dagger out damages my greatsword. Time for a change there, I feel. So, how does the bow do? The bow does not do well against that bow. Nightwood bow of shock. There we go. So we have Ring of the Ranger. Okay. Hmm. Sorry folks, just dealing with this. Someone just attempting to post the links for a follow bot thing. Finish that off later, but that should be okay. Right, Undaunted reward box. Sorted valuables. Sell to a merchant for gold. Okay. Unidentified Valkyrie hold armaments. Pillar of Nern helmet. Nice. There was a heavy Undaunted box. I haven't seen that yet. There it is. Undaunted key and some crafting stuff. Cool. So we got that. Right, so weaponry. Okay. Bow of willpower. But this magic damage, it restores magic, and the magic hit isn't great for me, but overall that's good. That does a lot of damage. Two-handed sword, nice. Part of the green pack set. So that's 1276 damage. Restores health, that's useful. Battle axes. Void still. And a Maul of Frost. Yikes. I think we're going to go for that one. Yeah. Okay, armor-wise. So that... Heavy Dreadhorn, Heavy Dark Elf. Okay. Don't we have a ring? That's Druga's Rest. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so those aren't as good as the gauntlets I've got on. So we're just going to step through these. So the aim is to get to CP 160. That maxes out my options for items. Green packs, sir. Iron blood. That's part of the green pack. That's part of the green pack. That's a different set. That adds stamina. And reduces the cost of blocks. Pillars of Nirn. Now that in some ways would be better for me. But the armour is medium though, so no. Not as good armour, adds a bit more health. Okay. So much stuff. Right. That actually adds more health. That's Magicka. Right. Again, that ends up adding more health. So, rings. Reduces stamina cost of abilities by 174. Equip that. Okay, cool. So let's deal with the rest of all of this stuff we've got.
I have little time to waste.
This will just take a moment. want to keep that sword of endurance. Huh. Right. No. Construct all of this. So much stuff I'm carrying. Right. That got through a load. I'm going to get rid of some of these, but not those ones of stamina. I don't have any enchantments that can be applied to it. Why is that? Minimum level 100. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, that explains that, 'cause that's CP 90. So that would add 206 stamina. It adds less stamina than it was adding me health. No. No, I'm not going for that. We'll keep those though, they may do better later on. Thank you for those. Right. Okay. So, sorry, just got to... Okay. Deal with that situation. Right, we should be good now. So let's. How are we doing for time? Cool. Let's get back to Grantwood. I doubt we have time. Okay, so yeah, we got some event tickets. I doubt we have time to do another dungeon tonight. I want to come to here. Yes, Southpoint restaurant, please. Right, let's go and deal with Sheogorath. I would like to do another dungeon if possible though, because the amount of CP I get. Right, okay. Just check something. Right. We are... We'll join that queue. Alright, let's go back and deal with this. Hopefully it's not all messed up, given that we came out there to go into a dungeon. Okay, we'll just throw us back in the cell, which would be good, so we could finish off our conversation. Or will it do something else? There we go. Okay, cool. That's...
I don't remember how I came to be here. I was an elder. I saw and heard Mayor Olus happen. He has the power. I don't see how. I already tried.
There we go.
What's this? Well, if it isn't me old Mayor Owl, I led you right here to make it all boring. Could you kill someone you love? I want him to reach deep down.
Here we go.
Below all the marmalade and crushing failures defining his life, to find a seed of confidence and grow it into a tree of gumption he'll use to beat your brains to paste. But if not, any brain paste will do. Even his.
I'll do this if you swear to leave Southpoint forever.
Deal. Oh, and one more thing. Dareneth stays behind. If you bore me too much, I turn her into a goose, roast her, and feed her to you covered in fine Adar glaze. The goose, I mean. It's a mite bit chilly for my Adar pants.
Okay.
And make it entertaining, would you? After spending so much time in this town, I finally know where the Colovians keep their fur hats.
This is your chance to fix this mess. Go, deal with the mayor. If Southpoint bores him, Sheogorath will leave.
Okay. Sounds good.
Already aboard! Here, I brought you some presents. The shiny ones are always the best.
Which is a gift for the mad god.
Who are you?
Just kill me, you crazy freak. Wait, you're not him. You are dancing. Who are you?
We met in the tower. You were struck by lightning.
I did? I had had a few drinks and then I must have blacked out. Woke up here a while ago. Tried to sleep, but I kept dreaming of the same man.
Oh dear.
Wouldn't stop dancing.
Are you alright?
Can't sleep, or the man dances. I don't want to dance with him. I'm coming with you.
Are you certain I'm headed to stop the man?
Good. Still have a bit of lightning inside me. I'll help you get to him, so we can bash his face in.
Alright. To be honest, not entirely sure what I'm going to be facing, so I appreciate the help.
Don't worry about me.
Nice.
Taste of blood! It's why you're my new favorite mortal! Well, also your buoyancy, but mostly haste and blood!
Okay.
Thunder's heels. Curse spread out!
Let's make sure to collect all of our XP.
What once was and will be, stacked in flesh. Set free! Healer!
There we go.
I'm hurt! Now!
Cool. So that why not? That's fairly effective actually, at least with these ones. Mobs that move around a lot more, the siphons will suffer. Well, siphons may suffer a bit, but this is effective.
Bridge is out! My boredom washed it away. Really got in the cracks there.
Come on.
Oh, you can't seem to catch a break, can you? Chin up, just like the bridge. Adversity is the brother-in-law of propensity. as they say.
Why are you doing this?
Well, a proper hero needs obstacle, struggle, repeated attempts at bodily harm. You're going to play the proper hero so Owlie can shine. Or our deal is off. And if it's off, so is Dareneth's head. To Skyrim, in a field, with berries glowing from her eyes!
Okay.
That
And
was
this?
the man dancing in my dreams.
Yes. Not a man.
Do you have to lumber about like that? Show some panache! A little swagger!
Might we? Kill me!
Right, where are we going? I think.
Breathing. Everything seems bright. This can't be good.
Oh. Okay, which way do we go now? Go back. Okay, let's back this one then.
It knows what we've done. We can't let it tell the Mad God.
What was that supposed to mean? Ridge is lowered. Cool.
Oh, this just isn't your day. But your uncle Sheogorath can make it better. I can never decide between choice and free will. Which will triumph in the end? But why not settle the matter for me? Or you could yank a lever, but that's hardly fun for either of us.
You asked me to kill the mayor. Why are you playing these games?
I just told you! Choice and free will are subjects I hold quite dear. So, you could fight a very good friend of mine, or you can pull another lever. Your choice.
I'll fight you for
Wonderful!
it.
Just say the word and I'll bring him here.
Go for it.
Free will! Get out here! There's someone I want you to meet!
Don't worry about me.
Right.
Free Jobs Brio, the essentials for a Moxie fondue. Fondue. What was I saying?
My head. So dizzy. I'm alright.
What do you mean coming to kill me?
It's a gift, a chance to shine, to prove you have some backbone that won't snap at the lightest touch. Really, Howley, I'm quite fond of you. Ooh, fondue. What was I saying?
That you're fond of me. That you don't want to watch me die.
Watch you die horribly, all alone, and laughing my head off when it happens. Oh, that doesn't sound like me, does it? But I'm sure you can work the matter out for yourself.
Please, don't do this. Maybe we can work something out. It's not fair. I never wanted this, any of this. Now I'm to die for it. But you're reasonable, aren't you? We can talk about this. Work something out.
Sheogorath didn't give me much choice.
You do have a choice. Not like me. Sheogorath listened to me. Said he would take me down a golden path. Nobody in Southpoint ever respected me or gave me a chance to prove who I could truly be. What choice did I have but to make them all see who I really am?
Are you saying you had to do all of
My
this?
family ruled Southpoint for generations. But after we lost everything, where was my birthright then? They wouldn't bow to me as they should, so now I've made them bow. It's the burden a true leader must bear. I shouldn't have to die for it.
If Sheogorath won't take you to Oblivion, I'll send you there myself.
Wait, that's it. I'll go away with him, if he'll have me. Just let me try to convince him. Besides, there's not much of Southpoint left. It's a bit used up, don't you think?
Don't convince him, you're dead.
Sheogorath, I've been thinking. Southpoint can't truly appreciate your gift. But if you brought me to the Shivering Isles, I'd fit right in.
You want to go where you like all the others? Where you can be a shank of bacon in a house built of bacon shanks?
No, I mean, think of how I could use your gift in a place that truly understood me.
Well, I suppose you'll make a fine addition to the garden. Very well. The killing's off. I couldn't bring you to my home with more holes in you than when we first met. Just not proper.
Thank you, Sheogorath. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see my new home.
I'll send you ahead. I need a moment to speak with my second favorite mortal. Don't mind the grummites. They always smell that way.
Okay.
Choice wins again. Really tugs at the heartstrings. Careful with those. Yank too hard and the blood goes everywhere but up. I really do admire this town. Shame I can't take it with me. Oh, but can't I? I know just where to put it.
We had a deal.
We did we? Huh. Well, I suppose you're right. Owlie and I could always visit. Perhaps during hurricane season. That'd be delightful. Don't be a stranger.
Yay. We've saved Southpoint from madness. Cool. See what the place looks like now that we've saved it. Well, that's much better. Right. Okay, looks like we've completed all the bits and pieces we had to do. Let's see what he's got
Thanks for
inside.
saving my hide. They were trying to find a big enough pot to boil me.
The scouts you rescued brought reinforcements from Elden Root. We subdued the townsfolk for their own protection. Tell me, what happened in the cathedral?
Sheogorath was the cause of all this.
What? I thought Dareneth was mad. A Daedric Prince in Gratwood? Is he in the cathedral? We should clear the town.
Well, I made a deal with him to leave town.
You? Well, thank the 8 divines. Where is this Mayor Owlus all the crazed citizens mentioned?
Sheogorath took him.
I would have preferred a public execution. After what he did to this town, I hope he finds a slow death in the Shivering Isles.
What'll happen to the citizens?
We'll escort them to Elden Root. Hopefully the Mages Guild can look into their madness. As for Southpoint, we'll remain here to help rebuild. After this, what else can we do?
Okay.
It seems Sheogorath held up his end of the deal. I felt his absence, I should likely say. I was able to open a portal here without any difficulty. I tried to tell Captain Elanthor what happened, but he wouldn't listen.
How did you know it was?
In his youth, I took him as an apprentice. He was lazy, a bit reckless, and nearly set my laboratory afire on 3 occasions. His childhood was quite difficult, but that's no excuse for his actions.
How was his childhood difficult?
Long ago, his bloodline ruled Southpoint. He was a child who thought the town would one day be his, but his parents died in a fire when he was young, and he lost everything. I thought by taking him on as a pupil, I could teach him humility. I was wrong.
Will he return to the Orrery?
Yes, very soon. Once I pour through the wreckage of my home and see what wasn't lost, perhaps I'll see you there.
Oh, if I go to your house, might I get something? I can remember where your house is. Oh yes, here it is. No, I'm not going to get anything, am I? Okay. We really need to go back there. But before we do that, let's just make sure that is where we need to go. So, talk to Malaras, and if I say show me on the map, yeah, that looks like the Elden Root. There, please. So, which way are we going?
Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
On the branches, you say? Did I get anything nice here? Jaguar's Choice. I think that was it. And that's light armor, so not for me. Sorry, just okay. Right. I think we have the bits we need.
You have done what has not been done in centuries. All the parts of the orrery have been placed within the chamber, and Dareneth awaits us below. I must admit to being more than a little excited. I've never seen the orrery operational.
What else remains?
Not much. You've done extraordinary work, and just in time for Queen Iren's arrival.
Okay.
Imagine the chance to see the Orrery operate. Conservator Dareneth is preparing Queen Irene as we speak.
And what next?
We should really head in there and get started. The ratification ceremony isn't going to perform itself after all. And from what I understand, Conservator Dareneth wanted to speak with you personally.
I'll meet you at the Orrery. Okay. Go this way.
Greetings, Sarah. A moment, if you please.
Yeah, you're going to offer me a completely different set of quests. So I will have to decline. Huh.
Is this moss? Oh,
Yes. You arrived at the right place. The Orrery. As for the Ossusauri, can anyone really claim to comprehend the full intentions of the Anomaru in his metamorphosis to instrumentality? Okay, I know some of those words. Why do I think this isn't going to go smoothly, eh? Ooh. Oops. A recipe, you say? A recipe I already know, you say? Hi, folks.
Preposterous! I'm an Aldmeri Vice-Reeve, an assistant to Prince Naaman himself. Why am I barred from the ceremony?
The Orrery hasn't been activated in a millennia. It might work splendidly, yes. Or it might explode. But I'll speak with Dareneth if you insist on being present.
Upon consideration, I suppose I could wait by the door to call for help, should anything go wrong.
Okay. But I have to go in?
Little brother, you shouldn't be here for this. Dareneth warned us of the dangers.
I won't turn my back on family. My place is in your shadow, as it has always been.
I know this can't be easy for you.
On the contrary, today the Dominion shall see why a High Elf is fit to lead all of Tamriel.
I used to despise your certainty. But today it's reassuring, oddly enough.
Not sure I trust him yet.
Apology accepted.
Not sure I trust them. How are you,
Prince Naaman
Queen?
says you're to thank for ensuring the ratification ceremony will happen without delay.
It's no trouble.
Nonsense. It was a great deal of trouble. It's not something one forgets, especially when one is a queen.
An Ayleid artifact supposedly touched by the gods
will proclaim my sister worthy of becoming the Empress of Tamriel. But this changes little. There are those who will always question her right to rule.
Okay, maybe that's a little less suspicious than I was hearing.
I'll make sure everyone clears out, as you requested. But you don't need to be here, Your Highness.
I used to sneak in here as a child and climb through the Orrery's rungs. Do you think I'd pass up on the chance to see what it actually does? And have no fear, I want you at the outer door.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I won't let you down.
You never do. How exciting! The Orrery has done nothing but spin for generations. To think, I'll be the king who sees it work again.
Strange to see you after Southpoint. Not bad, just strange. But no matter. I can hardly believe we're about to breathe some life into this old girl. And before you ask, yes, I'm speaking of the Orrery.
Are you ready to begin?
Almost. You recovered the pieces needed for the Orrery's activation, so it's only fair you're here to put them in place. So, I should be the one to ask. Are you ready? Good.
I'm ready.
The first thing you'll need is to take up Rachin's mantle. A god's hands move the Orrery, goes the translation, but that's a load of force slop. You simply need to be in 3 places at once. Rachin's mantle should allow for that.
Alright.
Approach the pillars beyond the Orrery itself. You must activate each in turn while keeping one thought in mind. When you wear Rachin's mantle, you'll never be held in place. From what I understand, it should do the rest.
So this pile of moss and rubble determines the next emperor?
The Orrery is ancient. Show some respect.
It's working. It's actually working.
What's next?
Here, take hold of the heart of a numeral. Place it in the pillar next to our royal observers. That should do it.
Do what exactly?
Awaken the Orrery, whatever that truly means. But have no fear. This contrivance allows me to manipulate its energies. This means I can keep Queen Irene safe when she steps inside. Now go. Place the heart of a numeral. Let's see what all the fuss is about.
The Alien death trap will tell us if we have an emperor in our midst. Truly a momentous day.
Naaman, now is not the time.
Irene, there's always time to protect you from yourself. For how could I let you risk your life in this contraption without testing it first, dear sister?
Rachin's mantle. You'll never be held in place.
It's incredible! I can see the white gold tower! No!
What's happening to me? No! You tricked me, sister! It's your fault! I'll kill you all! The tower is failing.
What were you thinking?
Okay, she's back up.
Why?
I had a little choice, Your Majesty.
No, Why would Naaman do this? I made him a part of what we were building. Tried to show him this is about more than just our people. I would have all of Tamriel be our people.
What did the Orrery do to
What the
him?
legend says. It revealed the person within. As it will do to me.
What do you mean?
Do you think I have a choice in this? I will enter the Orrery as I swore to the people of the Aldmeri Dominion. I must learn whether I'm fit to lead them.
And if not?
And if I'm not? If I'm changed, as my brother was. I can't become a danger to the people I've sworn to lead.
Oh no.
Do you understand me?
I understand.
I must not delay.
Looks good.
I'm myself, aren't I?
Here, so, Your Majesty. What did you see in there?
A dominion of peace. The fair and just rule of Tamriel, beneath an Aldmeri banner. A future I hope to build. And you, standing at my side. Come, help me build the future. I don't intend to tell anyone what my brother did. As far as I'm concerned, he died trying to help me, not usurp my throne.
Fair enough.
The Staff of Magnus.
What do you mean?
A powerful object with the ability to suppress magic. Dangerous were it to fall into the wrong hands. Luckily, we already possess it. Go to Marbrook in Eastern Greenshade. Speak to Captain Sarandel about securing the staff. I'll follow soon after.
I'll secure the staff.
We heard sounds of battle. What happened?
There was an accident. My brother gave his life to protect us. He died a hero.
I don't...
I will soon go to Marbrook. Vicereeve Peladil, I want you to travel ahead with my brother's body. You will make the funeral arrangements.
Yes. Yes, Your Majesty. I understand.
Spare no expense for his funeral. All in the Dominion are welcome. All may pay their respects to a hero.
At once, Your Majesty.
What happened to Prince Naaman was a tragedy. I hope that sounds believable. I'll be saying it for the rest of my days.
I like it.
I have my doubts about Queen Irene. Not after today. Travel well, my friend.
I don't intend to tell anyone what my brother did.
Right.
Is this really happening?
I don't want to think of the outcome had you not been here. You kept the king safe. You will always be welcome among the Vine Dusk Rangers.
Do all you Vine Dusk Rangers learn to ignore the truth?
We learn that leadership is messy. And because royalty must grieve in public, we learn not to judge.
Perhaps you're right.
Oh.
This wasn't supposed to happen here. Today should have been a celebration, but instead... Instead, none of this officially happened.
Yep, welcome to my world. It's impressive sight. Okay, so I'm going to bring it to a close there for tonight. I will be streaming again 4 PM GMT on Saturday afternoon, which will be Elite Dangerous, and 2 PM GMT Sunday afternoon will be Elder Scrolls Online. What we're going to do is we are going to go and raid Avi, who is also streaming Elder Scrolls Online. So I hope you will join me for a quick raid, and thank you very much for watching this evening. And I look forward to hopefully seeing folks again in the future. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your week.